The film was a huge success, and many of the effects in it, the great broom sweeping the fairies away, Captain Hook's Jolly Roger rising up off the Mermaid's Lagoon and flying the children home, were all Barrie's own ideas for the movie version. Special effects way before their time. And it's a wonderful script to read. It's a complete screenplay and filled with fantasy. But they decided, no, they wouldn't use it, just this and that of it. And so the movie has a more theatrical look than it might have happened if Barrie had his screenplay used. Like all very old children who never grew up. This isn't a hook, by the way. It's to do Charlie Chaplin imitations with. And it's also a reminder that I'm 85, so I'm only half young. Anyway, I have loved Peter Pan my whole life. My first Peter Pan when I was little was the great Evil Gallia. She gave special children's matinees at the old Civic Repertory Theater in New York at 11 o'clock Saturday mornings. And then she went on in the rest of the day to play grown-up roles in the afternoon and evening in plays like Camille, Romeo and Juliet, and Ibsen's Ghosts. And the next morning she was back being Peter Pan. But they weren't half as exciting as Peter Pan, those other plays, those grown-up boys. So Saturday after Saturday, my mother moved us up to the cheaper and cheaper seats, up to the tip top of the theater, where the poorest children sat on benches that only cost 50 cents. Sitting on those hard seats, miles above the people, we had the best thrill of anyone in the theater, because at the end, Peter Pan flew, not just over the audience way down there, but above the balconies that were below us. There were two that were below us, and then the audience down there. But all the way up here, she touched our hands as we leaned out over the railing and shouted goodbye as she flew past us and then zoomed down to the stage. It was the most thrilling thing I've ever seen in my life, and it still stays with me. All children who saw Peter Pan wanted to fly. Until I was 10, I dreamed of flying out my window so many times that one morning I found my bare footprints in the snow on my windowsill, facing out. Over New York City, 8 floors up. Next day, my dad had metal guards attached to it. I could never fly again. I pleaded with my mom to make me a Peter Pan costume, and I wore it everywhere except to school. I'd come home, climb onto my bookcase, in my Peter Pan suit, doing my homework, with Peter's rubber dagger stuck in my teeth in case Hook came into the room. And one day, on Uncle Adolph's golf course, I was up in my usual tree, dressed as Peter, and tootling on my pipes, when my father came along with a man I didn't know, who had an English accent and wore knickerbockers. When he heard my tootling, as he was about to hit the ball, he said, "Good Lord, that's the pirate song from Peter Pan. What's it doing in that tree?" My dad said, "It's just Peter, otherwise known as my son." The man peered through the leaves until he found me, and we stared at each other for one long, meaningful moment, and I won. He said, "By George, it is Peter Pan, the real one. Bicarbonate of soda, it is." That man with the accent turned out to be Sir William Wiseman, a friend of Barrie's. And a few weeks later, a package came in the mail from London, a first edition of Peter Pan and Wendy, autographed to Stewart Stern, kind regards from J.M. Barrie. I wished he had sent me a thimble in it, that silver thing you wear on your finger when you sew a button on. that Peter called a kiss. My letters from Eva Le Gallienne all had thimbles in them. She'd write, "Bless you, my dear, I send you a very nice thimble." And my letter from Betty Bronson had thimbles in it too, but not Elsa Lanchester's, who came down her flying wire like a black widow spider after its prey, and acted the whole part, and she told me this, pretending to be Hitler at the age of 6. Children shook when she came on, and they rushed to Captain Hook to comfort her. And Captain Hook was Charles Lawton, her husband. Anyway, I send thimbles to all of you from all the dozens of Peter Pans who've appeared in the play and the movies over the 107 years since it was written. And I send a special one to Mr. Donald Sosin for the thrilling musical score he's about to play. Some of the music is by John Crook from the original production in 1904, and the rest is made up just for you. Joanna Seton has sung again, Neverland, in a beautiful way. And she, along with Paul Reisler and Terry Allard, and of course the children, all deserve thimbles too. Once you've heard them all and surrendered ourselves to this movie, life will never seem the same. So have a wonderful flight, and may your fairy dust never, never, never come out in the wash.